Bambi. There was great news in the forest in spring. The magpie had told everyone, and even the owl had woken up during the day. A prince had been born. All the forest creatures rushed to the thicket where a doe lay curled up. A tiny, beautiful fawn was standing up on his slender, shaky legs. "He's Bambi," said the doe. Thumper, the rabbit, ran to announce it to everyone. In summer, Bambi set off with his mother to explore the world outside the thicket. He made friends with a family of possums hanging upside down from a branch. Bambi had to turn his neck around to talk to the possums. Thumper was munching clover in a meadow when he saw Bambi. He called out, "Bambi, let's go and have fun." And Bambi happily went along with him. Thumper saw a bird sitting on a branch and he said, "Say bird, Bambi." So Bambi learnt it, but the bird flew away. Then something fluttered near him, so he said, "Bird." "No, Bambi," laughed Thumper. "That's a butterfly." Bambi saw a bright little flower and said, "Butterfly." "That's a flower, Bambi, not a butterfly," laughed Thumper. And one by one, Bambi learnt the names of flowers and trees and of all the forest creatures. "Be careful in the meadow, Bambi," said his mother. "There is hardly any tree to hide us." One day, Bambi found a little girl fawn playing near the lake. Her name was Felina, and they soon became friends. It was autumn and the leaves were falling. Everything looked golden in the forest. One day, the mighty forest king, a huge deer, ran towards them, asking them to run deep into the forest. The animals and the birds fled from there, for they heard the loud sound of guns. "Why are we running, mother?" asked Bambi, confused. "Man has come into the forest. He is dangerous." Mother replied, frightened. It was the first time Bambi heard about the enemy called man. He often harmed the forest and its creatures. One morning, Bambi woke up to find that it was very cold. Winter had arrived in the forest. Everything around him was white. When Bambi stood on it, his legs sank into the soft white stuff. He had a great time making footprints all over. "That's snow," called out Thumper. "Come and see the pond here, Bambi. The water is stiff." The pond had frozen and Bambi slipped when he tried to stand on the ice. He and Thumper enjoyed sliding all over it. By the time spring came, Bambi had got splendid new antlers. It was the old owl who first noticed how handsome Bambi looked with his branching antlers. All the forest creatures admired him. He was magnificent. It had been some time since he had met Felina. She too had grown up into a beautiful doe with a silky coat and beautiful eyes. She was delighted to see him again and came up to touch her nose with his. They walked together in the moonlight through the forest, for they had fallen in love. Some months later, at night, they heard the sounds of gunfire again. Bambi asked Felina to stay safe in the bushes. He climbed up a tall cliff to look around. He saw some men around a campfire below. Some of the sparks from the fire fell on a dry bush and it caught fire. Within minutes, the fire began to spread all over the forest. Bambi ran and told Felina and the others. The animals raced away across the river to the other side of the mountain. They all were forced to leave their homes and run. When they returned, their forest home was burnt and scorched. And it was all because of some careless men. It was terrible. It took a long time for the animals and the birds to make their homes again. Seasons passed and soon spring would come. The scars in the forest would be covered with fresh greenery. There would be new leaves, fresh green grass, new young trees and creepers, bushes with flowers and berries again. The owl had some latest news for the forest. The animals ran to the thicket. Bambi was the forest king, and he was proudly watching Felina as she sat near two little fawns. One of them was trying to stand up on his shaky legs. A new prince was born. He would be forest king after Bambi.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.